Hey everybody, welcome back to Hammer Fist Sports here on YouTube, hosted by me, Yasser. I'm so thrilled to talk to you guys today about the NBA playoffs and the NBA tournament, play-in tournament. If you don't know how the play-in tournament works, no problem. We're going to talk about the teams that are involved in this, and we're going to talk about how this whole play-in tournament works. On the right side, I've got the Eastern Conference. Left side is the Western Conference. And on the outside here are the play-in tournament contenders. They've got the 9th seed and the 10th seed playing in a single elimination. Winner advances to a second round where they play the loser of the 7th and 8th seed. The winner between the 7th and 8th seed goes in, slides into that 7th seed, whereas the loser plays the winner of the 9th and 10th. The winner of that second round will slip into the first, playing into the 8th seed, playing against the first seed, Philadelphia 76ers. Same case for the Western Conference, 9th and 10th seed, Memphis, San Antonio, winner, single elimination, winner goes into a second round, Los Angeles Lakers, Golden State Warriors, loser gets another chance to play going up against either one of these two teams, Memphis or San Antonio. The winner gets to face the very deadly, the very scary Phoenix Suns. In my opinion, Chris Paul is this year's NBA MVP. There's some other contenders out there. You've got Joel Embiid, LeBron James, but you really have to give it to the guy who's been the most consistent of all, and that is Mr. Chris Paul himself. So let's get into my picks and who I think is going to end up winning this whole thing. So let's start with the Eastern Conference. We've got the number 10 Charlotte Hornets at the number 9 Indiana Pacers. That game is at 6:30 tomorrow night. That's Tuesday Eastern on TNT. The Pacers have been playing without Miles Turner. He did suffer a big toe injury. He led the league in shot blocking, and without Miles Turner, the Pacers have fallen from number 11 to number 20 in terms of defensive rankings. There's only one really big thing I can say about the Charlotte Hornets, and that's LaMelo Ball. This kid brings a ton of energy to this team, and they just keep adding to this very young roster. While they may not necessarily go too far this year, this team will be a legitimate playoff contender for years to come if they keep doing what they're currently doing. So I'm going to go ahead and give that first round win between the Pacers and Charlotte. I'm going to give that win to Charlotte Nets to take that win against the Pacers. Number 8, Washington Wizards. Number 7, Boston Celtics. That game is also Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. That game is on TNT. I love the coverage from TNT. The Celtics have been looking a bit unmotivated this season, despite Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown playing like absolute all-stars. Unfortunately for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown suffered a season-ending wrist injury and is out for the remainder of the season. The Wizards have been pretty hot and cold themselves much of the season, but I do think NBA's leader in triple-doubles, Russell Westbrook, and his partner Bradley Beal will take the win and move on to face Westbrook's old compadres, James Harden and Kevin Durant. That's going to be one heck of a game. Boston, I see them losing, playing against Charlotte. Russell Westbrook's team sliding in against Brooklyn. Charlotte versus Boston, I think the train ends here for Charlotte. Again, they're a very young team. They've got a lot to go for them, but right now it's going to stop for, unfortunately, and Boston is the better team. I see them moving on into that 8th seed and slipping in. Philadelphia 76ers, Boston Celtics in the first round of the NBA playoffs. New York Knicks, Atlanta Hawks. That's going to be a really solid game. The Knicks have been playing outstanding basketball lately. I hate that we had to walk away from Julius Randle, but I guess he wanted to get away. He didn't want to be a Laker anymore. I would have loved to have kept Julius Randle and made him a Laker. There's a few other guys I wish the Lakers would have kept, like Brandon Ingram, but that's a debate for another day, I guess. Milwaukee will face Miami Heat. Brooklyn Nets, Washington Wizards will wrap up that first round of the playoffs. Moving over to the Western Conference, my conference, the Lakers conference, starting with the the number 10 San Antonio Spurs. They're at number 9 Memphis Grizzlies. That game is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That's on ESPN. That's Wednesday night, the day after tomorrow. Looking at the Spurs, 33-9. The Spurs seasons, the season has been pretty lackluster to say the least. They got hit with COVID, released LaMarcus Aldridge, and they lost 10 of the last 12, losing Derek White to an ankle injury, or since losing him to an ankle injury. The spotlight for the Memphis Grizzlies is shining bright on rising star Ja Morant. Him and Valanciunas are to be considered team MVPs. Valanciunas averages 17 points a game while ranked third in the league in rebounding and double-double. And I'm picking Memphis Grizzlies to advance to the next round. For me, that's a no-brainer. I think they're a better team. Ja Morant, Valanciunas, absolute studs for that team. Then we got the number 8 Golden State Warriors and the number 7 Los Angeles Lakers. That game is also Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. That game is on ESPN. I'm looking at the Golden State Warriors lineup, especially without Klay Thompson. And while they have been playing incredible basketball lately, I look at Looney, Bazemore, Wiggins, Green, Curry. Without Klay Thompson, that lineup just sounds really weak to me. And I look across the court and I see a relatively healthy LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And I know without a doubt in my mind, it's Laker time. I'm picking the Los Angeles Lakers to beat the Golden State Warriors, to advance into the next round and face Chris Paul, the MVP this year, the Phoenix Suns. While the Golden State Warriors, they get another chance. They get another go at it. They get to face the Memphis Grizzlies, my pick. I think either way, whether it's Memphis or it's San Antonio Spurs, I think the Golden State Warriors have a really good chance of winning this game. And even if the Lakers lose the game against the Warriors, it's not necessarily doom and gloom. They do have another chance at redemption at either Memphis or San Antonio. But the last thing that this LeBron and AD led team want is to lose early in the playoffs. I can't foresee that happening too much. But with this current lineup, Memphis and Golden State, I see Golden State filling in that final spot, playing Utah Jazz in the first round of the Western Conference. Great game. Can't wait to see that. Utah looks absolutely incredible this year. I've been saying all year long, even beginning of the season, that Utah was the team to be messing with, one of the teams to be messing with in the Western Conference. Los Angeles Clippers, Dallas Mavericks are going at it. I think that's going to be a really, really fun series to watch. Most likely, you know what? I'm actually not going to give you my pick for the first round of the actual playoffs. I'm going to reserve that for another day. We got Denver versus Portland and Phoenix versus Los Angeles Lakers, wrapping up the first round of the NBA playoffs. Guys, it's here. I'm thrilled. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to get into it. Come back and see me again soon. We'll talk about what went on in the play-ins, what to expect with the playoffs, and I'll go ahead and make my predictions of all the games of this year's NBA playoffs. Until then, guys, thanks so much for stopping around. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what I can do to make this better. Until then, have a good one, guys.